This is Movietone. Leslie Mitchell reporting. Russian newsreel pictures of the actual taking of Berlin have now been released. They show the climax of 8 days fighting in the German capital. Now, at last, the Red Army battles through to the very heart of the city. Now, at last, after all the ghastly years of toil, blood, tears and sweat, the climax of total German defeat is reached with the death of Berlin. Retribution is incidental in the course of military operations, but certainly here in Berlin there was all the evidence of it. Retribution for the havoc caused by Hitler's Huns in Leningrad and Warsaw, London, Coventry, Rotterdam, and all the devastated cities of the Allies. By April the 30th, all the main districts of Berlin had been overrun and occupied by the Red Army. Now they broke through to the Reichstag and the center of the capital. Berlin was down and out. So were the survivors of its garrison, who now belied the slogans on the walls. These were impressions gathered by Russian cameramen during the last days of the battle. They were followed by Allied cameramen's impressions of the immediate aftermath. Victory signs erected in the Unter Linden by the Russians. A Red Army girl taking over the direction of traffic. A very smart job too. The Americans in Berlin, the official ceremony of their taking over the Adolf Hitler barracks from Soviet forces. The entry of the British. The desert rats drive into Berlin. For them, it's the climax of a very long and a very hard journey in which they've earned immortal glory. But it won't be the end of the journey if young Nazis are allowed to grow up like their fathers. The ceremony of the British takeover was held at the Victory Column of the Franco-Prussian War. Major-General Lyne, commanding British troops in Berlin, took the salute at the march past, which included Canadian units, the Guards, and other United Kingdom troops. As for Berlin itself, well, just take a look at it. We in Britain are not without experience in the matter of bomb damage. From these pictures, the experienced eye will certainly obtain confirmation of the colossal bombing dealt out to Berlin. Right from the earliest attacks by the RAF and on through their later assaults of record weight, coupled with the Americans' very heavy bombings, the work of the airmen had cleared the way for victory. No doubt about it, is there? Berlin has had it. The devastation in Hitler's capital was vast. So was the task of clearing up. Scenes like this, once only too familiar in our own cities, were typical of life in Berlin. Transport for civilians was almost non-existent, but queues formed for what there was. Berlin as a capital, as a city even, was dead. This was what remained of the Reichstag, the building which gained worldwide notoriety when the Nazis seized power. And here's Hitler's Chancellory. It's worthwhile taking a closer look. British and Russian officers thought so too. Hitler's desk and the chair he used when he worked. The banqueting room where the Nazis and their guests toasted Hitler and the German Reich and victory. The entrance to Hitler's air raid shelter. It was just outside that the bodies of Hitler and Eva Braun are said to have been destroyed. At any rate, that's one story, but we can all form our own opinion as to whether these are relics of the event or not. The Germans said petrol was poured over their bodies and they were burnt. It might be true, it might not. In any case, the Allies are in command here now, and from the balcony on which Adolf used to spout, a new Adolf now held the audience spellbound. We gather from this brilliant impersonation that he doesn't really admire the Führer, wherever he may be.
Right in the Führer's face, not to love the Führer. He's the greatest guy, so